Y'all, smell here. It is about, I want to say close to 12 o'clock, 11 something. It's already 96 degrees. I woke up this morning and they said it was 80. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, it was at 6 something. 80 degrees. But anyway, we're not going to talk about the heat because it is what it is. We know what we're dealing with. We know we're in the dead heat of the summer. And from here on out, it's not going to be cool anymore till the fall. But I wanted to come on here and kind of go through some things. I'm going to do a analysis later today. I got some shirts I got to do, so I'm going to do those. They're coming in, waiting for delivery. And we're gonna get those done and out the door for a client. Then I got some other things I have to do that once the client receives this right here, this tubular thing, I'll show y'all the full thing of what I did, and I'm gonna be doing more of those type of items. And that's going to be signs and things of that nature. I think I talked to you guys about redeveloping your why, your purpose, and what you're planning to do with your business. You know, when you are starting off, you may start as one thing and you pivot to another. And sometimes, you know, it catapults you into a whole different area of where you actually start at. And that's what I think has, you know, happened to me. I've been in the business now for a while. I actually started, in 2020, but if you really want to think about it, I was doing it before then, just wasn't calling it a business. So since I've officially become a business, LLC'd and all those things that, you know, the state requires, and, you know, paying the fees and whatever for your business, I have gone from one extreme to another. Like I told you guys before, first I was doing kid stuff, then I started doing adult stuff, and then I started doing vendor events, and it's kind of been going back and forth between those things, in which they all bring in funds to help support the business and keep it going, although I still work in the process. So that works, you know, and helps out tremendously. But what I will say is, in the event of everything else, it does give me time, me having a job, it still gives me time to develop where I really would like to be and where I want to settle. When you're in the business full time doing if you're a crafter, if you're a small businesses, you don't have that time to kind of figure it out. You have to make it happen because you have the bills, you have the excessive things that you have to take care of to make sure the business survives. So you don't have that flexibility to figure out what area you want to stay in. You have to have that audience already targeted and consistently work at keeping that market going. Now, for me, I have a little bit of a lax time, not a lot, but a little bit of lax time, because I still have some other forms of income that allows me that flexibility to be able to say, hey, this is, you know, I'm gonna test this area out, or I'm gonna test this area out and see what works for me. Now, don't leave your jobs until you have figured that out. I know a lot of us get on here and we figure out, I'm gonna go to doing this and this is going to be it, and you quit your jobs. You should not do that until you have been in that market long enough that you can see the funds coming in that sustains that business, as well as surpassed what you were making, and being able to bring that in on a consistent basis every time. And if you're not able to do that, then you need to stay on your jobs. My motivation for you today is be real with yourself, and be real with your business, and be real with the funds that you're bringing in, and get out of the fantasy land that you are going to do these things and you're not capable of doing them, and you're not pursuing what you need to pursue. And that is figuring out where you are, where you want to be, and having that to come in to realization monetarily wise. And once you do that, then you can make decisions whether or not this is something you want to do on a full-time basis. Or if you're already without a job and you've gotten laid off or something like that, that's something totally different. And I'm not speaking to you guys. I'm not speaking on anything you guys have to do, because you're out here, you have no choice. This is what you have to do. And I'm not speaking to those who are already in the business, who already made that decision that this is their business, this is what they're going to do. I'm speaking to those who are small businesses, crafters, hobbyists, or whatever, and see this as a future for themselves, and they're contemplating whether or not they are going to leave their jobs and pursue this as a full-time entity. That's who I'm speaking to. So my motivation is to be true and be real with yourself, because some of us, we don't go to work and do good on our own jobs that we go to work to and be at daily. We don't go there and perform. We go there, have our coffee, go run our mouth, talk, and then we go do the work, and we half do that work, and then we come home, and then we say we're going to do this, and then we don't do it. So think about it more realistically, and realize, when you don't have a boss over you, are you going to perform what needs to be performed? Because you have a boss over you and you're not performing, or you're not doing what you fully should be doing as a full potential. So think about those things. When you don't have somebody that's holding you accountable and having you at certain elements of an actual grading scale, or a scale of knowing of what your ability is in measurements, what they call KPIs on the job. I don't know if you guys realize that's what they call them, but they call them KPIs, and you're meeting or not meeting those expectations, then what are you going to do? Because you're going to have some type of measurements to see. And then most times you're going to see it, I'm going to tell you where you see it, in your money. That's when you're going to see the downside, is when your money doesn't match up with what you're trying to do, and it's not giving you the ability, the money. Well, how could I put it? It's not giving you the funds to fund paying that bill, paying that rent if you got a building, or paying out any employees that you have working for you. Well, of course I can't film. I'm finna go in the post office, and I can't film up in there, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I just want to charge you guys that this is a conversation you need to have with yourself. Be blessed. If I've given you information that is giving you some type of insight, giving you some type of measurements of knowing that this is what I need to really evaluate with myself, please please subscribe. Come back to our channel. We'll provide more content for you. Have a great day. Be blessed.